Whoa, that's a lot. Holy what the... That's where this image came from. Holy crap. Play... Old school RPGs. All that. New ones. Dialogue wheel. You are the one who led Dianara to her death. The man's eyes narrow. What of it? All of it was done with a purpose. Why did Dianara have to die? Dianara? That girl had little sense of the planes in her, and that was what I needed her for. You see, the Duskmen have it right. Sometimes when you feel too much passion, you cling too tightly to life to let go. And neither did Dianara, as I hoped she would. That woman, that ghost? The hunched man's eyes well up in fury and spittle flies from his mouth. She tormented me for years, pursuing me, hating me, and you were the one that killed her? The incarnation barely even glances at the howling one and merely sneers. You blaming me for anything is laughable. He turns back to you. It wasn't out of malice, though she did become tiresome. It's just that when I arrived at the fortress, I didn't intend to stay. I just wanted to get in, sacrifice her, then get out. The third incarnation speaks softly, but he sounds pained. Why did you do such a terrible thing? I needed someone to be my eyes here on the negative material plane, to serve as a scout and try and find out who my killer was. Only the dead can survive here for long, so Dianara had to be sacrificed so she could become something other than she was. A tricky business, but it worked. She helped you, didn't she? You didn't have to kill her. He looks at you silently for a moment, then his sneer returns. And that is why you will be defeated if you do not confront our killer. It is because you are weak, and you do not see that some things are necessary. You dare call me weak? You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy, and you got your ass handed to you anyway. And some poor girl was murdered because of it. Maybe if you'd done your job the first time you were here, this wouldn't even be a problem. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our path with us, whether Dianara or Ravel or any other woman, and they have suffered, and it was always their choice. Dianara would have died for me if I had asked her to. There was no crime. Are you the one who taught Ignis the art? Ignis? The man stares at you, then frowns. Is that a name? Who in the hell's you talking about? Okay. Were you the one who asked Farod to get the bronze sphere from the catacombs? Farod? The incarnation thinks for a moment. Oh yes, the trash king with all the tough bloods that thought I was easy prey. He smiles slightly, as if recalling a pleasant memory. After only a little bloodletting, I struck a bargain with him. He would see to it that if his men found me, they would take me safely into the mortuary. And of course, I needed the eyes and hands of his men to scour the catacombs beneath Sigil for me. For the bronze sphere? Yes, I told Farod it was the only thing that would save his miserable life. What a sniveling little dodger he was. The incarnation smiles at you. You see, the old bastard was designed to end up on the Pillar of Skulls when he died, and he was desperately trying to weasel out of it. So I told him that there was an item beneath Sigil that would save him from his fate, if he could only find it. But it wouldn't save him. It was just something you wanted him to find. Of course it was useless to him. One cannot dodge fate so easily. He looks at you, irritated. However, nothing motivates a man faster than telling him what he seeks will save his soul from eternal damnation. I intended to take it from him after we found it. It's just that searching for it myself would have taken too long. He smiles again. And why should I do it when I could have someone else hunt for me? Actually, he ended up tricking me into finding it for him. Why was it so important? Important? Do you not know? The incarnation becomes silent for a moment. Do you have it with you? Yes, I do. I brought it with me. You have it? The incarnation's eyes flare. Then your life has some use after all. You watch his eyes flicker as if thinking, calculating. When we merge, I will see about finding a means to unlock it. Perhaps all is not lost. What is the sphere? Why is it important? It is a dead sensory stone. Do you know what it contains? He smiles eagerly. It holds the last experiences of the first of us, when we were one man and not a string of incarnations. His voice drops. If there is some way of unlocking it, I will be able to see inside his mind. And see why this all happened? Yes, The incarnation's face has become somber. It is the answer I have always sought. Why this happened. When we became immortal. He studies you. When we merge, I will see about finding a means to unlock it. Perhaps all is not lost. The third incarnation interrupts. Perhaps there are no answers in such a thing. Perhaps there never was. I don't deal in the realms of perhaps and maybe. The first incarnation sneers. I seek answers. It is what has allowed us to get this far. He looks at the third incarnation with contempt. If we have left life in your hands, we wouldn't even a fraction of the truth we now possess. And in that truth lies power. He turns to you. You will now realize that when we merge, we shall... You built that tomb beneath Sigil, didn't you? The one with the traps? I'd almost forgotten. Yes, what a waste that was. The incarnation seems irritated. Obviously that didn't work, and it cost a lot of blood and coin, too. Worthless! The second incarnation breaks into uneven laughter, but it more gleeful than mad. It was easy to breach that child's trap. I found it and changed it, to make it harder. Changed the writings. The first incarnation frowns at the second. He looks like he is barely restraining himself from attacking the other. Yet another thing you will answer for. He turns back to you. Though I suppose it doesn't matter. It was shortly after the failure of the tomb trap that I decided to carry the battle to our killer rather than wait for him to show any longer. Were you the one who pried Morty off the Pillar of Skulls? Is Morty still alive? The incarnation stares for a moment in disbelief, then he starts laughing. Ha! That piking skull couldn't be trusted farther than I could throw him, claiming he had information when he didn't. Then I had to go through the torment of prying him off the Pillar of Skulls. Then he feigned ignorance once he was off of it. The incarnation scoffed. I humored him since he told me everything I needed from him. Feigned ignorance? Oh yes, the man smiles. Once a liar, always a liar. It takes a stronger man than the skulls to give me the laugh, though. What was his game? What more did he have to lie about? The incarnation smirks. It is of no matter. Let the skull have its secrets. They are worthless to us. Were you responsible for the tattoos on my back? The ones I read when I woke up in the mortuary? The directions? He nods, irritated. Of course I was responsible. I knew there was a chance I might fail here and lose my memories. I wanted future incarnations to benefit from some guidance. So I had the directions stitched on my back, since such things like journals, he snarls as if angry at himself, tend to be lost so easily. Why did you put that warning about Morty on the back? Okay, so that... Let's... that... Where did that go? Were you... Okay. I have nothing more to say for the moment. We'll speak again. Later. The man before you resembles you, but his face seems calmer somehow. He gives a slight smile as you approach, and he nods as if in approval. Are you alright? Who are you? Have we ever had a name? Or was it just the first of us? The man chuckles softly. Know that I am your ally in this. I, like these others, have died my death in your mind, and this fragment is all that remains. But who are you? Ah, his smile fades, and he looks at you with concern. This must be disorienting for you. Let me try and explain. I am one of your incarnations. I was once lost. Now I am here again. How is that possible? I do not know. Whatever you touch within the fortress has brought pieces of yourself to the surface. He pauses for a moment, thinking. One of the others may know the meanings of how this came to be, but it is beyond me. If you are a part of me, there are things I must know. Ask. I have had countless lives. Why are there only 3 incarnations here? I do not know. Perhaps we were the 3 pieces that were somehow still present in your mind. Present? How? I do not know for sure, but I would guess that when we die, traces of the former personality may remain in your mind, and I know that sometimes we may make ourselves felt. How? When you realize you were about to place yourself in danger, or were close to a realization, for example, I found that I could stir, help prod you in the right direction. So you were the crawling sensation I kept feeling in the back of my skull? I would be at a loss to describe how it felt to you, but it is possible, yes. Do you know why I wanted to become immortal? No, I do not. I think it was done out of fear. Perhaps one of the other knows, but not I. What makes you think it was done out of fear? The man smiles slightly, but there is no humor in it. If anything, it's a sad smile. What man wishes to die? He shakes his head slowly, but only the first of us will ever truly know the reason that has brought us to this state. In order to leave, you must again become part of me. Will you do so? I had a suspicion we were not meant to exist as this, and as unnatural as our immortality is, this situation compounds it. He nods. Yes, I will merge with you again. You know you will cease to exist? Yes, I know. Very well. One last thing. Just this. The incarnation pauses for a moment, searching your features. Before I return to oblivion, there is something I would know. I can spare little time for this. What do you wish to know? He studies your eyes, his expression somber. Did you live your life, the brief life you had? In the end, was it worth it? I've been traveling too much to really appreciate it. Perhaps we should... I don't know. What would I say to this? I've been traveling too much to really appreciate it. Perhaps we shall see after this matter has come to a close. He nods, and for a moment you think he's going to say something, but then he collapses, the life running out of him and into yours. As he falls into the black stone, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull, making you shiver, and you know the incarnation is no more.
I feel stronger.
That's useful. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one.
Done.
The man before you resembles you, but his back is hunched, as if he is perpetually afraid of being struck. He is watching you warily, and he hisses as you approach, his hands clenching as if wanting to strangle you. His arms are horribly gnarled and scarred, as if they have been dunked into a stream of acid, and his left arm looks like it is holding on by a thread. Literally. Who are you? Know that you will not last long in this place, thief! Spittle flies from the man's mouth, and his face twists in a maddening grin. Mazes and regrets and death are all that are here! You are wasting your time speaking to that one. His thoughts are all angles and spite and nothing more. Stop wasting time. There is much the two of us must speak of. Thief! The incarnation's hands twist as if strangling the other. I will feel the bones of your neck snap beneath my fingers. Take my body back. He turns to you. Thief! You wear my body like a cloak, and you shame me. I am no thief. I stole nothing from you. You stole everything! I awoke on the streets of the Ring City, and all who saw me knew me. He takes a rasping breath. All that you have done, all that you had harmed, they were waiting for me, blaming me, hurting me, until I couldn't take the voices anymore. His fingers grasped at the air, and had to make them silent. You were the one who left the trap in the Century Stone for me, weren't you? And the dodecahedron journal with the traps. He fixes you with a wary eye. It seems just looking at you is making him uncomfortable. Yes. He smiles low and evil. Simple trap. Trap for someone who can't die. Mind trap. It was simple to escape, actually. The smile freezes on the incarnation's face. You lie! No, it was pathetically easy. I was able to escape it with no effort. Lying thief! His eyes blaze like fires, and you watch as he clutches his left arm, then pulls the stitching as the shoulders tearing off, unraveling. Where's my quick save? Do I have one?
Don't let it end like this.
Can no longer complete the game. Whoa, okay. I guess I'm gonna have to go back to whatever was left. Ah, the quick save. Alright then, I'll get through it. What I can, anyway. Give me a moment. Okay, I found a little bit more. Are you a fool? The incarnation looks exasperated. The directions needed to be vague. I couldn't spell out exactly what was happening to us, so I left a signpost. What do you think would have happened if a dustman had read them? Or someone even more balmy? How quickly do you think we would have been buried alive or cremated? Alright, so it looks like that's all there is to that. Let's keep going. Tell me about Zachariah. The archer? Well, old Sod and Zachariah could see things with his eyes that I couldn't, and he could hit them with his arrows, too. So? Well, I was walking into this fortress blind in some ways. I didn't know what my killer was, so I needed someone who could see things I couldn't in case the enemy was beyond my visual range. Zachariah ended up dying too fast, though, so it wasn't any use in the end. Interesting. What was your life like? It was quiet and long, and was filled with much of the pain and the joys that one would expect in life. I served as a cartographer to a time, and I walked the plains for several years. How did you die? In the end, as I traveled upon the fields of Bytopia, terrible shadows took on life as I lay sleeping. I died as I felt their claws upon me. They are the shadows of all those that died in our place. The man looks pained. Yes, I know. I know that now. One cannot be in this place of regrets and not feel their agony. I came to this fortress with allies, but they have been separated from me. Then I fear your friends are already dead. The man looks pained. This place bears a hatred for the living. I didn't see Morty go down, though. Okay. Now I just need to do all this.
I feel stronger.
Now, before I talk to this jerk... You're to blame for killing the linguist Finn, aren't you? There! He seems confused for a moment. There were many I killed. There were many that needed to be silenced. What happened to your arm? It kept coming off, so I had to stitch it up again. What do you know of the other incarnations? Oh dear. Do not threaten me, you fool. I warn you, if anyone is the thief, it is you. You sought to steal our chances to settle this matter by sabotaging all my work. You are the thief. You stole my body and my life, and thieves will die. In order for me to leave this place, you must again become part of me. Will you do so? I would rather die. Death will also serve, but I will give you a chance. Never! He spits the last word. Thief! Oh, this could be fun. Am I even going to be able to do this? Skin of regrets. Oh, right, that. I intend to merge with you. So be it then. His eyes become gray like mist, and he gives a slight smile as if in anticipation. We shall see what your mind has in store. Your locked gaze is with him. And his eyes are like stones, and they start to drag you down. You feel your mind beginning to peel apart as you lock gazes with him, and you know that his will is stronger than yours. If you persist, he will absorb you, and you will be no more. You rip your gaze away from his, and you see his face twisting in fury. What are you doing? Are you so weak that you cannot even face our future? By the hells, what a hollow shell I would become. I will not merge with you. You will merge with me. The man looks at you, then smiles incredulously. I surrender to no man. It is you who will be absorbed by me. I doubt it. Do you intend to fight me on this? The man seems more amused than anything else. You are no match for me. There's little point in resisting. Try me.
I'm hurt.
I'm gonna die again, aren't I? Yep.
Don't let it end like this.
It's gonna end like this. Well, I have the quick save. What happens if I let him absorb me? Suddenly you are no more. Okay, so that's the same fate. Okay, so I have to kill him. There's no other way. So which one do I wish to try and kill first? Ah, shoot it. Oh. What the hell? Okay, that was odd. That was a really odd bug.
Damn.
Come on. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to try a little bit more.
Like this.
This is obnoxious. Am I allowed to rest? That might help.
All right. I'm gone.
Okay, how do I use this thing properly? Okay, that's not fun.
I'm hurt.
Oh dear. Have I just put myself into an impossible... Oh, have I just made it impossible for me to win? Hell.
Don't let it end like this.
Alright, I'll try a couple more times and then I'll have... And if that fails, then I may have to go through all of that song and dance again. Off screen. Crap. Well, I don't know. Which one do I want to do? That won't help. Crap. This ain't fun.
All right. Damn. I'm hurt.
Yep, it's just a
let it
numbers
end
game at
like
this point. So, I don't even know if I can do it at this point. Well, I'll work that out, I suppose. Man, what am I supposed to do? Let's see if I have any better luck dealing with this guy. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to my backup and we're gonna pull everything useful that I have. Every last thing that could be of any use to me is going in. Okay, so let's see if we can do this again. So, I learned a little trick. Let's see if I can overpower him by just having all the Cranium Rat charms. Also ignore any background noise. Yay, living in a dorm. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. As you swim in the corridors of his mind, the first emotion you encounter is surprise, and his eyes widen. He is not absorbing you. Your will is stronger, and it is consuming him. You feel him desperately trying to pull back, but he cannot. He is too weak, and your will blocks his retreat while drawing him deeper into your subconscious. This is the last time we shall ever speak. Return to death, where you belong. He looks incredulous for a moment, then he disintegrates, and you feel a rush of knowledge pouring through you, fighting to the surface. It's almost too much to absorb at once, and you find yourself disoriented. So much knowledge, so many experiences, and as quickly as it occurred, the rush subsides, and you steady yourself. The bits of knowledge swirl about in your mind, and you will make sense of them later. For now, only one piece of knowledge is important, that the incarnation did not know how to leave this place. He lied to trick you into surrendering. Damn it. Well, at least that's taken care of. Let's put my wisdom up again, I think. And now comes the harder part. Okay, I need to go through all this, and then I can go on. Oh, I could have done that. As you speak the language of the Uyo, the incarnation's eyes widen, and he stares at you. After a moment of silence, he replies in the same language. Only I know the language of the Uyo. How do you know it? You are correct. You are the only one who knows the language of the Uyo. So if I know the language of the Uyo, I must be you. He is silent, staring at you. It is these others who are not you, for they do not know the language of the Uyo. He nods, slowly. I hear you. This plane confuses one's perceptions. We are both you, and now we must become as one. He looks frightened. To your surprise, he reverts to normal speech, and all the inflections to his voice are gone. It is calm, level, and much like your own. I no longer wish to live like this. You have suffered much. You were born into a world where nothing made sense, where strangers claimed they knew you. They blamed you for things you knew nothing of, and they tried to hurt you. He looks at you, and you watch as the incarnation loses its mad gleam, and his eyes become more like your own. Yes, I will protect you now. You will know peace, for that is all you ever wanted, isn't it? The incarnation relaxes at your words, his eyes dimming as he locks gazes with you. There is the faintest of whispers, and he falls to the black stones. With his collapse, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull. And there is a flood of memories and strength and emotions, and you steady yourself, dizzy for a moment. Then your vision clears, and you are yourself once more.